Hey, what's up everyone, and welcome to my first review for 2016, and I decided I'm going to start it off right by reviewing a big one, a movie that's made tons of money this weekend. That's right, I'm here to review The Rev the Forest. Yeah, you know what? Alright. Yeah, okay. Alright, fine. This is the first movie? Okay, I'll get pumped. I'll get pumped. You know what? This movie has potential to be really good. You know, the Suicide Forest. Something really creepy that is real. Where people go to die, and there's like legends about like all these spirits that are hateful, vengeful spirits or whatever that just haunt the forest. That's really creepy. Forests are already creepy, but at night, and you know people kill themselves and you just start hearing noises, that could be really creepy. Really, it could. So you know what? Alright, fine. I'll build myself up. This could be really good. This could be really good. This movie sucked. This movie was a waste of time. That is the easiest thing I can... The easiest way for me to describe this film is it's a waste of time. Not even that it's a horrible film, which it is. This movie is a waste of everyone's time. Especially the star, Natalie Dormer, who is from a couple of movies. You know, she was in Rush. She was probably in something else. I can't remember. Oh, she was in Hunger Games, the last two Hunger Games. And she's in Game of Thrones, which is probably her biggest role. This is her first starring role. And she is really good in it. I'm going to tell you straight up, she's really good in this movie. But man, this is such a... I won't bang on my... I will not... Waste of time. Such a waste of time. It's so startlingly unscary, uninventive. It doesn't even give us characters we really like. Or twists that are like, whoa, I didn't see that coming. Like, Jesus, it's just so telegraphed and so, not even telegraphed, it's just so, oh, I know where this is going to go because I've seen it in about 400 other, oh, yep, it went exactly where I thought it was going to go, yep, oh, the movie ends with a jump scare that's extremely cheap, just like all the other jump scares. Oh, well, bravo, yeah, real good, bravo. Admittedly, the story for this film is a little interesting. It follows Sarah, played by Natalie Dormer, who has a sister who's actually a twin sister named Jess, who is a very troubled woman. She has contemplated committing suicide in the past. She's actually almost done it a couple times, but because of her twin power, I'm talking about Sarah has the twin power where she can feel when something bad is either going to happen or is happening to her twin sister, which I know is real. She, you know, stops it a couple times. She stops the suicide. She almost kills herself at one point with pills, and she felt something bad happening and she saved her. And now she knows there's something really bad happening, and she finds out that she went into the Suicide Forest. So she goes there with a guide and some token Japanese man. They go in there, and of course creepy stuff happens. She starts seeing things. People keep telling her, if you see stuff or if you see things that are weird or hear things, don't pay attention to them, but she keeps paying attention to them, and she has to go and find her sister. And of course, this is like about 50 minutes into the film when they actually get into the forest, because, you know, the movie's called The Forest. You don't want the movie to spend most of the time in the creepy forest. No, you want most of the movie to be spent in dark hallways with creepy looking women jumping out and scaring people, in sushi restaurants, bars, standing outside of the forest, walking down the driveway of the forest, or well, not driveway, that makes no sense, but you know, like a place where you can obviously drive or walk around the forest and stuff. You want to spend time not in the forest, obviously. That's what the director and the writers thought, obviously. No, we want to be in the forest. So eventually when they go into the forest, it's like almost an hour into the film. So there's about 30 minutes left of the film. And you know what? When they get into the forest, I'm just like, you know what? Can you just shut off the film? Because this is not scary. None of this is scary. It's all the same crap we've seen in every movie. Every movie. There's white gowned, like, old women that are just standing there. And then, of course, when Natalie Dormer looks away and looks back, they're like, rah! You know, they do that. They do the jump scare. Every jump scare in this is exactly the same. Someone's over here, and they go, rah! Or someone's over here, and they go, rah! And their mouth gets really long, and a loud noise pops up. The lights are dark. The lights suddenly turn back on, and then there's an old woman going, ah. It's the same stuff we've seen all the time. There's no atmosphere. None. Especially since most of the time they're in the forest, it's daylight. They don't even do a good job of making it, oh, it's dark. So immediately there's already an atmosphere because it's dark. You can't see, you know, past like 10 feet away from you because it's so dark in the forest. No, most of the time it's at you know, middle of the day or in the beginning of the morning. Not creepy. They don't even set up an atmosphere, a good atmosphere at all. So yeah, like I said, the story itself is kind of interesting, but it really doesn't go anywhere. It takes so long to get to the forest, and even when you get to the forest, it's such a big disappointment that it doesn't even freaking matter. And like I said before, the only real positive in this film is Natalie Dormer. And that is just because she's a good actress. She does a decent job with the piss poor writing. Like, most of the dialogue is really bad. Even though at times she makes it okay. She does. She is a really good actress, which I'm really happy that it isn't just like the Game of Thrones syndrome where, you know, I call it the Game of Thrones syndrome because Kit Harington has tried and tried again to be in movies, and I wouldn't say he's bad, even though he was terrible in that Silent Hill film. But he's tried and tried again, and he's just not that much. He's not that great of an actor in movies, but on Game of Thrones, he's great. So I thought this was going to be another case of that, even though she was in Hunger Games and what was it, Rush. She had very small roles in those movies where she doesn't even really talk. Here, she's the main character. She is the main, you know, focus, and she's great. She really is. And she plays two roles. She does play both sisters. She plays Jess and Sarah. And she does a good job of making them both different enough, even though the main difference is that one is blonde, the other one has black hair. That's the main difference. But she does a good job of making it, you know, seem like they are actually sisters, but not the same character. You know, she doesn't do what Tom Hardy did in Legend, but she does a good job nonetheless. She's really good in this, and she's reading terrible dialogue, but she's doing a good job of it. She's doing a good job. When she's supposed to be scared, you believe she's scared, even though I wouldn't be scared because it's stupid shit. Like, oh, old women jumping out in front of me. I would have been like, bitch, get out of my face. Like, come on. No, I'd probably be scared, but you know what I mean. You know. In the movie world, I wouldn't be scared, but in real life, I'd probably be scared. But she's great, and I would even say some of the other actors are pretty good in this. Like Taylor Kinney plays the tour guide, not even really a tour guide, but you know, the guide that helps her in the forest, and he's good. He's probably the only other main character in the film, even though they completely waste him later on in the film. Even though there was actually, you know what? Admittedly, there is actually a good thing with his character, like. His character, like there's a good chemistry between his character and Sarah's character, who are both like, it looks like, is this gonna be like a romance or something like that? And you find out it's like more like a friendship, and then there's some deception there and stuff like that. If you see the film, which I don't think you should, if you do, you'll see what I mean there. So that's kind of a positive. They had a really decent little setup between those characters, but it doesn't go anywhere. Actually, it does go somewhere into a dumb-ass twist, of course. So anyway, there you go. That's what I have to say about The Forest. I have nothing else to say. It's a movie that really flatlines halfway through the movie, and of course halfway through is when they get to the forest. Actually, a little bit more than halfway through. And at that point, you just don't care, and you especially don't care because the rest of the movie sucks as well. Actually sucks even worse. So The Forest is a terrible film. It really is. I feel bad for Natalie Dormer and hell, even the other actors that are in this film. I'm going to give this I'm going to give it a 12 out of 40. You know what? No. I'm going to give it a 10 out of 40. It's a terrible film. It's probably going to make my list this year. Unless there's way worse movies, which, I mean, this Friday we have Norm of the North. Anyway, there you go. That's my review. Thank you, and until next time, goodbye.